What's up, guys? We're gonna Bro Beats. Today I'm gonna be going over sound selection. If you guys haven't subbed already, make sure you hit that sub button because it does help me out a lot. So with sound selection, this is a very hard topic to go over because it's not something that you can kind of explain too well. It's one of those things where you ask about it and someone just says just do it or just use your ear, and that's not really helpful. So I'm gonna try to simplify things in this video. So starting off, I'm gonna explain what I have up here. So I have this EQ up here so you can kind of see where everything is hitting. And the reason I label these the way I did is because it'll help you choose the type of sound to pick, right? So most people, they just pick random sounds and you know, they don't really know what type of sounds to pick next. So they might pick 3 bell sounds, right? And picking 3 bell sounds together won't sound that good for the most part, because it's the same exact type of sound. So the purple is like the lowest type of sounds, right? And then as you go up into the pink, it's like the highest frequency sounds. So let's go through this real quick. So here we have our bass. This could be your 808, any low end sound, and then I'll get into the specifics later. But next you will probably add like a key, and in your VST you should have categories. You can type in keys and it'll pull up all type of keys, so like Rhodes, pianos, stuff like that. So this is basic, everyone should know this. So you add your keys. All right, now this is where people kind of mess up and they kind of slip up, is where they'll layer it and they might add some more key type of sounds, right? Or if they have a bell, they start with a bell, they might add 2 more VSTs and pick 2 more bell sounds, and that's sometimes a problem. I'm not gonna say all the time because sometimes it can sound good, but for the most part it'll make it sound a little weird. So the next type of sound that you probably want to look for if you're just building this from the ground up is an ARP, pad, or string. Okay, now assuming that everything is in the same octave in everything, right? Just assuming that, and if you just layer it, it should sound pretty good together. So I have an ARP, so I'll just play it. All right, so just remember, after your keys, you can try to use a pad, string, or ARP. Okay, so next from here, you would probably choose a bell or a woodwind. And I put horns in here. It's like a saxophone or something like that, or trumpet. It's kind of in those highs as well, but people don't use horns too much. But basically just the bells and your woodwinds, or like a woodwind is just a flute if you don't know. That would be something that you would choose next, so we can play that. All right, so far so good. So next would be your lead. Now this would just basically be your counter melody. All right, now I thought about this and I was gonna put like a woodwind or something, or a horn, or just any lead, but you can use any sound for this because usually with the counter melody you would pull this up an octave. So you can see this is like the highest, has the highest frequencies in it, and that's typically what the counter melody looks like anyway. Let me pull this back up. So it could be any sound. So if you just want to guide any lead, like an actual lead sound, you can have a bell or a woodwind and sometimes a key, depending on how you play it. But I'll just play that real quick. All right, and for this sound, I actually picked a key type of sound just to show you that you can use that. Okay, and then one last thing with this method I want to show in here is that your key, the key that your beat is in, does matter. All right, so if you look at this real quick, you can see like C1 all the way through was at C9. So this will shift. So I'll play it real quick so you can see where it's at now. So your bass is around here, right? So if you change the key, so let's go up 8, transpose, you'll see that everything will shift a little bit. All right, so just keep in mind your key does matter, and I'm showing you that is because of the next part I'm gonna show you real quick. So let's pull this back. Okay, so you'll see why I just showed you that real quick. So I'll go to the bass, and you can see right here's where the basses would usually hit. So if your key is a lot higher than usual, they might hit somewhere right here. So this guide might shift over a little bit. So just keep that in mind when going, you know, with the rest of the tutorial. So usually your basses will hit here. So this part is basically showing you the technical side. So if you're not sure like what type of bass to use and if it's hitting the right, you know, if it's the right bass, you can look here and be like, okay, well, is it hitting down here? Okay, and this is kind of a mixing way to go about it. All right, so that's pretty much where your bass would hit, and then your keys, let's go up here, your keys would hit somewhere right here. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, so this is kind of like a rule or a guide, because obviously not every single sound is gonna be the exact same, have the same type of what is it, spectrum or whatever, right, or frequency. So especially with pianos, because if I drag this out, you'll see the piano is a lot wider here than it appears to be. All right, but typically somewhere around here will be your keys, just in general, your keys. So if you're looking for a key instrument, just kind of look here and be like, okay, well, is it hitting somewhere around here? And this will also help you with mixing as well. So let's keep going. So I'm just kind of brush through this. So this would be your arps, your pads and strings. All right, that's typically where it would hit. Now let's keep going. Now this will be your bells and woodwinds. Now this one, let's go here. Okay, so now here we hit with the woodwind. So a lot of people think a flute is, you know, oh no, the flute is the lead, you know, it's a counter melody. Yeah, you can use it for that, but it hits the exact same frequencies as the bell. If you don't believe me, I'll mute the bell and I'll show you. Well, let's play the bell real quick. And then let's put the woodwind in there. All right, it sounds different, but it's hitting the same exact frequencies. All right, so let's put that bell back in there. And then the last one is the lead. And this is where the leads will usually hit. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. That was pretty much the basics or the foundation of sound selection. All right, I hope this really helped out. Let me know in the comments what else or specifics that you want to know about sound selection. Just let me know that down in the comments. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.